So picture this. You've been in business for over a year and you've had enough business coming in to prove that you have a viable business that could grow if you could just get beyond the feast famine mode and stop running out of money before running out of month. You think you could tighten your belt and cut expenses, but even that won't cut it. You're looking at the numbers and on paper you have more coming in than going out. Even so, you ask, why are you still struggling so much? I'm here with Sue Schnitz, the founder of Perfect Balance CPA. And Sue, this is got to be right in the heartland of things you hear and deal with all the time, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Cash is king in running a business. So every small business owner never feels that they have enough cash. So, how do you improve your cash position? There are lots of ways that you can look at it. First, the my opinion is you can't save yourself to a profit. So you want to look at how am I going to increase my revenues? How am I going to bring in more money? So I like for my business owners to concentrate on how can I drive more revenue? Because if I drive more revenue, I don't have to worry about buying one less box of paper clips. So I like for their focus to be on I need to go out there, I need to get my name out there, and I need to go to my existing customers and see if I can get more business or get referrals from my existing customers or do something different, even in social marketing or somewhere in order to have more brand awareness or get my name out there. So that's the first thing that I always recommend is get out there, get yourself out there. Don't sit behind your desk thinking of ways to cut expenses. You want to look at your expenses and make sure that they're not out of line. That if you have somebody do a projection and say, like, what do you think I'm going to bring in and what is going to go out as far as income and expenses? They're almost right on with the expenses. But the income, I mean, if everybody had a crystal ball, I guess we'd all be multimillionaires. But you definitely want to be able to drive the revenue. So that's where I always like to start. And then you can look at cutting things. I mean, if you have some crazy expenses and you know that you could maybe cut them, that's a good idea. For example, if you only need 1,200 square feet to run your business and you've got 12,000 square feet, you can cut your space. But I've had clients who have said, maybe we'll buy less Kleenex. That's not how you're going to improve your cash flow or how your business is going to grow to be better. And sometimes in business, you're going to take a little dive before you take your next jump. So you have to be prepared for that. And that's why I truly believe that the foundation for your business is having good, solid numbers and be able to look at what you need to project out and how much cash you're going to need. And you always want to be really conservative when you do those projections. So you want to underestimate your income and overestimate your expenses. And that's what makes a really good conservative cash flow. Also, a lot of people will tell me, I have these great customers. They buy from me all the time. They're not great customers if they don't pay you. So it's more important that your paying customers are who your good customers really are. So always stay on top of your receivables, which is sometimes we get so busy we forget about that. But that is really, really important, especially if you're in a service business. Because when you're in a service business, after those people have gotten their service, for example, your dentist or your doctor, they've moved on and they don't really care as much about you as you do about them at that point because they've gotten their service. So try to get payment at the time of service because that's when it's most fresh in people's mind and they'll be more motivated to pay. And then if you have vendors, like we do work for a lot of veterinarians who buy a lot of drugs. So they do discounts where they'll buy the drugs cheaper at a certain time of year, and then they'll get extended terms to pay those out. And that way they're getting a better price for the drugs and they're getting terms, which is really, really important. And do whatever you can to increase your sales. Always be out there, always be promoting your business. And I like to think of entrepreneurs as driving sales and then controlling expenses. But don't concentrate on being so frugal that you're not providing the best service or the best product that you could be.
Sue, I don't think I've ever heard more than, I don't know, one or two professionals in the financial community like yourself make such a clear call to action for growing sales. I just love what you said about that because almost everybody else that I've ever heard talk about this is only kind of focusing on controlling costs and looking at the kind of profit margins. So thank you for stressing the importance of driving sales as well. Couldn't agree more. So when we pull all this together, what would the bottom line be that you'd really want to leave your viewers with?
The bottom line, as an accountant, I can tell you that probably the most important factor in your business is driving the sales. You will listen to other financial people tell you, oh, you got to have the best numbers. When people come to see me, some of the time, first thing I tell them is, you don't need me yet. You need to go out and you need to make some money and you need to see if this is going to work and then come back and see me, because I can be your historian. I will be the one who will help you and tell you what those numbers look like, how to categorize things. But the most important thing that an entrepreneur does is to drive sales. So go out, drive your sales, increase your revenues, keep your expenses in line. But the foundation is your accounting so that you can measure. You can't manage what you can't measure. So get everything measured properly. You can manage it properly. And then your goal should be on, how do I grow this business in a timely, efficient way that I'm managing my cash flow and that I can sustain that growth, sustain having really good people working for me, producing a great product, and the rest is just the icing on your cake.
Fantastic. Given the depth of your advice and your insights, and the practical benefits, which can really truly be life changing, not just business changing, but life changing. If these insights ring a bell and you're watching this thinking, wow, I could really do with getting that level of advice, we've got a button below this video where all you have to do is click it and you can set up a meeting of a day and time. It works with your schedule. And Sue, I know you'd be delighted to speak to entrepreneurs about these subjects and help them to prosper and grow, right?
Yes, my true love is working with entrepreneurs, and it's a domino effect. If all of us who are entrepreneurs, if somebody asks me what I do, I'm not an accountant, I'm an entrepreneur who helps other people with their numbers and run financials and gives them information to be better entrepreneurs. It's a domino effect. We all support each other, and then we all grow, and then we all prosper. So it's really, really fun to work in this area because the people I work with are amazing, because everybody's got a story and they're living their dreams all in different ways. I'm truly, truly blessed.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sue. It's been an absolute delight.